how to prepare for a hockey game. First, the day before the game, you shouldn't be doing any type of weight training, all right? And you shouldn't be doing any real intense workouts because that's gonna affect your performance on game day. So the day before the game, you can do some quickness and agility training, you can do some stick handling and some shooting training, and that can be intense, all right? Because it's not gonna affect your performance that day. You're not gonna be breaking down your muscles and your muscles don't need to recover, all right? Then I highly recommend you also do a lot of recovery work. So you do a lot of stretching, you do some foam rolling, and that's just going to be preparing your muscles and preparing your body so that you're feeling better the next day. 2, I want you to understand when you're preparing for a hockey game that it's not just game day that you should be preparing for, okay? If you have to prepare for a game the entire week, the entire month, it's your routines and your habits every single day that lead you up to game day. You can't make up for bad routines, bad habits, bad training just by your game day preparation practices, all right? Game day preparation is just one part of the puzzle, but you have to do everything else right. It's your sleep throughout the week. It's your nutrition and diet throughout the week. It's your practice habits and your off-ice training throughout the week. That's going to help you perform better on game day as well. Now, if you're doing those things right, having a good game day preparation plan can only enhance your performance and can only help you even more and give you even more of an advantage. But don't expect your game day preparation to make up for a crappy effort throughout the week. 3, on game day, get out of bed at a decent time, okay? Do not sleep in late. If it's a weekend game or if you don't have school or work or something that day, don't sleep in late because anytime you sleep in late, your whole body's just off on its rhythm, okay? So get out of bed at between 7 and 8 o'clock at the latest and get moving right away too. Even if you have an early game, if you have an early game, you're better off getting out of bed a couple hours before the game, all right, than sleeping until the last minute. Okay, so even if you have a very early game, you're better getting out of bed and getting up and getting your body moving. Okay, going for a walk, going for a jog, doing some stick handling and shooting outside. All right, that is going to be much more beneficial for you. Just getting your body moving and getting up than not letting your body wake up yet and sleeping in. Or if you have a later game, sleeping in too long. And then if you're tired and you have a later game, it's okay to take a couple hour nap if you want to. Just make sure you're giving yourself at least 3 hours of being awake before your game starts. So don't nap until 5:30 if you have a 7 o'clock game. All right, that's only going to be an hour and a half. That's not enough time to get your body up and wake up. So get out of bed at a decent hour and get moving in the morning. Do something to move your body in the morning, whether it's ride a stationary bike, stick handle and shoot, go for a walk, go for a jog, a very light jog. 4, after you wake up in the morning, eat something healthy, all right? As soon as you wake up and you've done your little warm up there for maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes, get some healthy food in you and get some good water in you and start hydrating first thing in the morning. Don't wait till before the game to hydrate. Don't wait before in between periods to hydrate. Start hydrating first thing in the morning. Okay, so wake up, have some eggs or some oatmeal, try to get a combination of healthy carbohydrates and healthy protein as well. Throw in some, some good fruits if you can. And, like I said, have a big glass of water, and that's going to get your nutrition balanced, give you energy that you need to continue through the rest of the day. And don't kid yourself thinking that, the only energy you need is from your pregame meal. All right. Your body's going to be using that energy from your breakfast the same as it's going to be that pregame meal. So it's very important to also eat a good, healthy breakfast after you get up and you get yourself moving. 5, I recommend doing some type of off-ice stick handling and shooting on game day. All right, you can spend 30 minutes working on some stick handling and shooting, and that's just going to help your skills, your hands, everything's going to feel sharper when you get on the ice. Okay, there's some weighted stick drills that you can do too. That's in our program, all right, where we do something called shadow shooting, where you're shooting with a weighted stick without a puck, and that's going to help you, again, just work on your technique, work on your accuracy. All of those things are extremely important, but I highly recommend you're doing some off-ice stick handling and shooting for at least 30 minutes. This can be 30 minutes before the team does your warm-up, and before you warm up, maybe you get to the rink even 30 minutes earlier than everybody else and you do it then. It can be at home before you go to the rink, but 30 minutes of off-ice stick handling and shooting, and not just random off-ice stick handling and shooting, okay? Not just stick handling, walking around without having a plan, not just shooting at a target, stick handling, shooting at a target, stick handling, shooting at a target, and just kind of going, picking and choosing as you go along, but specific drills that you're doing to help prepare yourself for the game. You need to have a plan. You should be doing exactly what you're doing. This is something that I preach in all of our programs, is that you have to have this specific plan so that you know you're working on things that are going to be game specific. So that way, when you get onto the ice in the game, you've actually practiced some of these things off ice before you got into the game, and your habits are better, you're sharper, you're more familiar with those situations, you have more confidence in those situations, and all of that is going to play a huge factor in your performance on the ice. 6, set goals for yourself. So before you get to the rink, you should have some specific goals. Not a lot, but a few, 2 or 3 very specific goals for yourself that you can actually focus on achieving throughout the game. All right, very, very specific. So when you get back after the game, when you get into the car or when you get home after the game, you should be able to identify how well you did each one of those goals. All right, I recommend between 3 to 5 things that you specifically want to see yourself doing, and areas that you specifically need to work on throughout the game that are going to help your performance. So if you do those things well, you should have a great game. So things like, I want to get a point is not a good goal. How are you going to get that point? What's the situation going to be? What's it going to take for you to get that point? Because it's not just getting a point or getting a goal or getting an assist is not a good goal to set for yourself, because how are you going to accomplish that? The thing is, if you have to do the right things, that's what's going to help you accomplish it. So maybe one of your goals is, I want to get 3 good quality shots from the offensive blue line if you're a defenseman, or I want to get 3 good quality shots off of a cycle or off of down low offensive zone play if you're a forward. All right, and you can even get more specific than that. I want to create time and space off of a cutback or things like that. But just saying you want to get 3 good quality shots from playing down low in the offensive zone, or 3 good quality shots from the offensive blue line, are better goals, because those 3 shots are going to potentially result in that one goal you're going to get, or that maybe that someone else scores on one of your rebounds and that results in the assist. So be specific about the goals that you're setting for yourself. Don't just set generic goals, as that's not going to help you in the game. All right, specific things that you want to do that game, set 3 to 5, no more than 5 at the very most. In fact, I recommend you start with 3, because it's going to be easier just to focus on those 3 areas. So set some very specific goals for yourself, and then evaluate how you did on those goals. All right, so these are just a few tips that are going to help you prepare and perform better in the game. And what I've done is I've actually taken this information and I've added a couple more things as well. Okay, so I've added a couple more bonus tips, and I've put it in a blog post as well as a checklist that you can download. So you can actually download a checklist that is going to walk you through these 6 tips plus a couple even more extra tips. All right, and you can print that off, so that way you can have something with you that you can take with you to the games. You can have something printed off that you can put up on your door before before game day, so that you can actually follow this step by step. And this is just another resource for you. So you can go to 247hockey.com/game day. Okay, 247hockey.com/game day. And to the left here, there will actually be a link that you can click on, or below in the description, there'll be a link that you can click on. So either one of these annotations here on the left, or a link below that you can click on in the description. What that's going to do is it's going to take you to the blog post I've written. It's going to give you more information about how to prepare for games. All right, an example about how I prepare for games, and a downloadable checklist that you can access to help you prepare for games better. Now, I'm going to ask you to share this with one person, okay? Share this with one person that you think needs to see it. So share this video with one person that you think this could help, that you think needs to see it. Maybe it's a teammate, maybe it's a coach, maybe it's a hockey parent, all right? One at the least. If you can share it with more people, that would be great. And remember, you can also go to 247hockey.com and download a free hockey workout. So you can go to 247hockey.com and download our free hockey workout program. So if you're looking for a 1-week hockey workout program, go to 247hockey.com. I hope this video helped you become a better hockey player. Remember to go out there and earn it.